Hello, everyone. This is David Vester doing a presentation for CIT 370 Group 3 on web cracking and how to show how easy it is to actually crack web security for your wireless router as opposed to more modern options like WPA and WPA2. So what I've got going on for my setup is a wireless router configured to WEP 64-bit security using a very basic, simple Wi-Fi password. And I'm going to use this Linux distribution called Kali to basically run some tools that will let me monitor that Wi-Fi connection to I have a different computer connected to that Wi-Fi connection currently, and I'm going to use that as a way to gather data anonymously and crack the web key here. So inside Kali Linux here, I'm just going to open up a terminal. Vodi was doing some testing earlier, but first thing I can do is run airmon-ng, and that'll give me a list of wireless interfaces I have that I can use to crack some of these wireless routers around me. So what I'm going to do is first things first is set one of my wireless adapters into monitor mode. So I'm going to do that by typing in airmon-ng start and then my wireless interface. What that does is creates a new wireless interface called WLAN 0 MON, M-O-N, that I can use then to monitor. Basically it puts the wireless interface in monitor mode, and it uses that to just capture wireless traffic. So, okay, now that I've got that, I'm going to go ahead and run the command arrow dump-ng and then attach it to that interface. What this will do is this will tell me all of my current wireless routers that are around me and what security they're running. So the one that I have set up here is the CS370 WEP. And the BSSID is the MAC address for this wireless router. Some of the other things to point out are the channel that it's running on and the type of security. I can see that there. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and just copy the BSSID for that wireless router. And then I'm going to leave this window open here and just go ahead and open up another terminal. And what I can do now is do another arrow dump command. So I'm going to do arrow dump -ng. I set the channel to the channel that the wireless router is on, and I specify the SSID or the name of the router, basically, which in this case is CS370_WEP. And then I'm going to attach the BSSID I just copied there. So I'm going to just paste that and back out a space there. Then attach that to the wireless interface that's set up for monitoring. So that's WLAN 0 MON. And what this tells me now is it's going to start collecting data as it travels from my other computer that's connected to the wireless router. And the data column here is what really needs to end up with 10,000 packets or more in order for it to effectively crack the web key. So it's climbing slowly here. And one of the things we can do is run an ARP replay attack to get that to climb even faster and get to the amount of data we need in order to crack the key. So I'm going to open up another terminal here and run the command. First, I'm going to associate to that BSSID. So I'm going to run a command called air replay -ng. -1 is to do the association. And then I'm going to go ahead and copy in or paste in the BSSID again. And attach it to that interface. I just had a typo there, so it should be a -A instead of a -B. So it came back and said successful. And now that that's been authenticated successfully, I can, or associated with that router rather, I can now come in here and do a ARP replay attack. And ARP replay, this air replay NG command has got several flags that tells it what you want it to do. So -3 is the air replay option, and then I'm going to just go ahead and change that to 3 there, and that should be it. Hit enter. Let's see one more time. Oh, now I got to change that to -B. So they change that around on you a little bit depending on what you're doing. So now what this is going to do is this is going to send a bunch of ARP requests to that network, and you'll see on the right hand side now that the once this gets going, the data numbers will start to climb. And this data number will also increase if the person you're attacking is using their computer to do a lot of internet browsing, data transfer, that kind of thing. So I don't have to do this attack. I could let this just run for a couple hours and get enough data to crack the WEP key, but I'm going to just let this run here. And I might have typed in something wrong because usually this will start sending out a bunch of packets here. So I'm waiting to see what this is doing. Just to show you what the arrow dump is doing on the right hand side is this sits there and collects information. It's putting all the dump information into this capture file called CS370_WEP-01. So what I'm going to eventually do is run a air crack tool on that dump file, and it will try to crack the WEP key just on the data that it's captured so far. So I'm going to go ahead and try to do that by typing in aircrack-ng and the CS file here that I've got. So it's coming back and saying that it failed because it needs to have over 5,000 packets of data to crack that. So it still has to sit here and work. So I'm going to let this run, and I'll edit this out so that when we get to the end here, we can test that out. Okay, there we go. So now it's going through and sending a lot of ARP replay packets, and now you can see that the data is really starting to climb here. So um, this is just in a matter of a couple minutes, and once this gets up over 10,000, I'm going to go ahead and try to crack the file and see if I can get it to find the WEP password here. So open this up and do an aircrack-ng. You can run this while it's running, and it'll just keep collecting packets. So you don't have to wait for a certain number. You can actually start aircrack and let it run, and as it captures more data, it'll just keep trying to over and over again until it finally cracks the WEP key. So do cap, let this run, and it still says I've got to go higher here, so it should try again here in a minute. There it goes. That's it. So it found my WEP key, which is just simply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. And I could then theoretically come up here to my Wi-Fi interface, connect to that router, type in this 64-bit WEP key without the colons, and connect up to somebody else's network and have access to their computers or data, whatever. So just wanted to present that and show how easy it is to get into data by using old security technology, and why it's important to keep up to date on your various security protocols there. So.